Hey guys, Account Second here, and this is the info video for the 4th annual Pokemon in Ponies Palooza. As you already know it's going to be the PCS drivers against the MLP Cup drivers, the best of Season 4 from both series, battling it out for at least one driver from each series to get a reserve ride into Season 5. And this, I am here to announce right now, this might be the last one I'm going to be doing, the last Palooza I'm going to be doing. Because I'm focusing more on the Pokemon Cup series, I'm going to have more seasons out than ever, and along with a side series along with it. It's not going to be really too much time between the MLP Cup and PCS. It's going to be a while until the MLP Cup Season 5 begins, if it does begin. So instead, we're going to have the All-Star race for the PCS have a reserve ride starting next season, starting I think in Season 6 of the PCS. The winner of the All-Star race gets a reserve ride into Season 7 and so on, and we'll do this like that. But for Season 5, this will be the final time we'll do this, the Pokemon in Ponies Palooza. And I will come up with something to get an All-Star race or something for the MLP Cup series for those who wants to get a reserve ride to next season. So you can call this pretty much a contract race like everyone else does it, where there's a couple drivers, they set up a field, they have a random track, random mod, a different mod than what they use, and they have a race, and the winner of that race gets a reserve ride into their series. Well, it's kind of like, it's like that here. It's actually that kind of race, except we're giving out 2 reserve rides, one for each series, and it's only to that corresponding series you're in. You're going to get a reserve ride in if you finish the highest position of any of the MLP Cup and or PCS drivers. So this is the list right now, and here are the drivers that are in. There's not going to be an LCQ. There isn't going to be like a fan vote. I've already set up the 42 car field right off the bat, so we're just going to have that 4th annual PnP race and going to have 2 reserve rides given out for their respective series. Now, these consist of winners this season, past champions, past winners if necessary, top 10 drivers in points from respective series, all that kind of stuff. And we're using the Bullring 12 mod. We're using the Christmas cars and combined with the regular cars. And some cars, custom cars, I had to add into the mix so that they can at least get a ride in, because their corresponding numbers are not in Bullring 12. So I had to give them different cars. So I will let them out as we go. So here we are. Here's the first driver in the Palooza. It's Sam Young from the MLP Cup Series. And then it's the 2 of Dillon Young from the MLP Cup Series. They got special invites because Dillon Young is, of course, the NRSL president, and he does get first priority on NRSL rides. Then we have our MLP Cup Season 4 champion, Kris Wascher, in the 5. He's invited back. Jake Williams, the 06, he's in the top 10 in points. Now, I had to add either a 0 or a 1 before their number. Some of the numbers all for the MLP Cup to differentiate between the PCS and MLP so that I can use both the same number cars in the one race. So that's why you see a 0 and or a 1 in front of their number, in front of the MLP Cup number. You're going to see some of that in the list. Jake Williams is in. He finished in the top 10 in standings, and he won the MLP Cup reserve ride from last season's PnP. And so he'll be back for a second straight, trying to go for a second straight. Mark Matthews is in the 6, the original PCS 6, because he finished as one of the winners of the PCS Season 4. Kyle Sosnoski in the 7 as a PCS driver, finished top 10 in the standings. George Roke in the 9, this is a PCS driver. His 9 he actually is both in PCS and MLP, but he had a higher standing in the PCS. He had more wins in the PCS than the MLP, so he gets in as a PCS driver, and because the 4 was not available for him to use, I decided to give him the 9 from the Bullring 12 mod, from the original Bullring 12 cars, because he used the 9 in the MLP Cup Series, and yeah, so he was invited on both series, but he had the PCS as representative because he had more wins there. And who's driving George Roke's 09 machine to an MLP Cup Christmas car? It's going to be Season 1 champion Max Skinner. That's right. The Season 1 MLP Cup champion is back in a one-race deal, and George Roke's his MLP Cup 9. But don't worry, Roke is still in it. I mentioned earlier he's in the 9 of the PCS, as a PCS driver. In the 10 machine is Leia Walker. Of course, TA2 drivers get a special invite over the series. But should one of those drivers win, the next highest finisher from the PCS gets the reserve ride instead. Then it's the 12 of Deon Scott, who had 2 wins in the MLP Cup Series. Henry Nova also had a win. He was also a winner in the MLP Cup Series. That's how he got invited back. And then PCS representative Nick Pericles in the 15. He finished in the top 10 in the standings. Kyle Beck is the 17, representing the MLP Cup Series. He finished also in the top 10 in standings. Tim Froehlich in the 18. He's, of course, Season 3 PCS champion. Ryan Acosta in the 21 for the MLP Cup Series. He finished in the top 10 in standings. Avi Saks in the 22. He's our defending champion he's our defending winner of the PnP, and he's back as a top 10 driver. He finished second in the PCS Season 4 standings. 122 is Gabe Williams, who also finished in the top, who had a win in the MLP Cup Series. And in the 124 is Charles Sandfer. Charles Sandfer is, of course, Season 3 MLP Cup champion. Jonathan Thomen in the 24, the defending Pokemon Cup champion, Season 4. Alex Ragau in the 26, he finished in the top 10 in the MLP Cup Series. Oh, by the way, Jonathan Thomen also finished in the top 10 in the MLP Cup Series as well, but he's represented as a PCS driver because he won this PCS title in Season 4. Dustin Ray in the 27, Daytona 500 Season 4 PCS winner, and also finished in the top 10 in the standings. He's a winner. He's a winner, so that's why. Trevor Harvey in the 28, his double zero was not available, so I gave him the default 28, a custom 28 from NSCRA Garage. I want to give a shout out to them. They have the best cars out there, and I want to give a shout out to them right now. So Trevor Harvey will have the 28. He won 2 races in the PCS, and I think he finished in the top 10 in the PCS stand. No, he had 2 wins in the PCS. That's why he's going to be in from last season. Austin LaPlante in the 31, representing the PCS. He finished in the top 10. Michael White in the 131 MLP. He finished also in the top 10. Connor Smith 33. He was a winner in the MLP Cup Series and a top 10er. And Scott Ferguson 34, PCS top 10. Ethan Hamill 38, MLP winner. He won a race in the MLP Cup Series this season. Rohit Vadarevu in the 40, also an MLP Cup Series winner. James Shelly in the 42, the runner-up of the MLP Cup Season 4, finished in the top 10 in the standings. Jason Trost in the 47, also a top 10 competitor in the standings and a winner in the MLP Cup Series. And those are both. Brad Johnson, 48, Season 2 MLP Cup champion. Austin Gipe, 51, PCS Season 4 All-Star winner. And Jacob Lawlor, 151, a MLP Cup winner in Season 4. Charles Roberts, 55. I wasn't able to find a 54 for him, so I'll give him a 55 from the original mod instead. He is a 3-time PCS Season 4 winner. Jeanne Sandfer, 60, finished top 10 in the standings in the PCS. 61, Sara Yitzhak. I couldn't find an 01, so she's riding in the 61 instead. She finished as a PCS winner in Season 4. Devin Witson, 66, also a PCS Season 4 winner. He also finished, I think, in the top 10 in the MLP Cups. No, he didn't finish the top 10 in the MLP. Never mind. He won in both series. No, he didn't win both series, but he is a PCS Season 4 winner. That's why he's in as a 66. Dom Caps, 77. Dom Caps is actually, Makoto Iguchi actually won in the 77 in Season 4 of the PCS. However, Iguchi was released mid-season, replaced by Dom Caps, and so Caps will ride in the 77 instead. Tylor Thaber, 78, MLP Cup Series winner. He won the season opener in Season 4. Zack Robinson, 87. He won the All-Star Showdown in the PCS. And finally, the 2 TA2 drivers, Luke Walker, 93, both representing PCS, and Pichu, the 99, both special invitee. Should any of those 3 win, and should the champions Kris Wascher or Jonathan Thomen get the win, the next highest finishing PCS and or MLP Cup driver will get the reserve ride. So There will be 2 reserve rides given out. One to the highest finishing Pokemon Cup driver in the race, and the other to the highest finishing MLP Cup driver of the race, who does not have a reserve ride currently, either by winning the championship or something, or becoming a TA2 member. Well, that's only for Luke, Leia, and Pichu. And for the others, for Thomen and Wascher, if they win, the next highest finishing PCS and or MLP driver will get the reserve ride. So that's to make things fairer and to make everybody have a legitimate chance at getting a reserve ride. So it will be at Zen Joltis night, like the season finale we had before. It'll be at Zen Joltis night. It will be, I think, the same amount, 25 laps, and there's going to be a lot of jumping, a lot of glitches, and it'll be a survivor race. And whoever comes out on top will be the winner. So good luck to all 42 drivers competing. We'll see you in Zen Joltis, and we'll see you later.